Music Factory 2. Basic Concepts. Unit 6. In this unit, we will see metric modulation. Metric modulation refers mainly to a shift of time signature within a score, which causes an equivalence between a note value from the first time signature and a different note value in the second time signature. See how the score in the example starts with a 2/4 time signature, continues with a 6/8 time signature and finishes with a 3/4 time signature. The pulse is maintained without altering the tempo, even though the time signature is changed. Listen to the melody, so that you can check how the pulse doesn't change. The note equivalence is usually placed above the double bar that separates the different time signatures. These equivalences between note values are established, so that the change from one time signature to the other feels natural. It is time now to revise dynamic markings. Dynamic markings indicate different levels of intensity in the performance of a piece. Some of these markings have already been studied, for example, pianissimo, piano, mezzo piano, mezzo forte, forte and fortissimo. These are some new ones we are going to see. Pianissimo, indicated by 3 Ps, meaning very, very soft, and pianissimo, 4 Ps, which indicates that the melody has to be performed extremely, almost imperceptibly soft. On the opposite side, we have fortissimo, represented by 3 Fs, which expresses that the piece has to be played very, very loud, and fortissimo, 4 Fs, to indicate that the sound should be overwhelmingly loud. There are other markings which are not new, the ones that indicate a change in intensity. Crescendo and diminuendo. Some more dynamic markings are the following. Fortepiano, FP, to indicate loud, and then immediately soft. Sforzando, SFZ, to indicate a sudden, strong accent. Rinforzando, rinf, gradually becoming stronger. Marcato, mark, that means emphasized, played with distinct attack. Tutta forza, TF, which may appear accompanying other dynamic markings. Listen to a piece without dynamic markings as an example. And now, listen to how the same fragment changes with a fortepiano indication. There are some other markings to indicate expression. They guide the interpretation beyond note value, tempo, or rhythm. Hear the Italian word and their meaning. Agitato, agitated, urgent. Amoroso, loving and tenderly. Appassionato, with passion and intensity. Cantabile, in a singing and lyrical style. Con brio, with energy and vivacity. Con fuoco, with fire, vigorously. Con grazia, elegantly. Lamentosa, in a sorrowful style. Let's see some more expression markings. Dolce, sweet and gentle. Espressivo, with deep feeling. Maestoso, majestic, with great dignity. Scherzando, playful, light-hearted. Mosso, fast and with animation. Giocoso, playful, joyful. Leggero, light, with delicacy. Mesto, sad, melancholic and sotto voce, softly, almost whispering. The next concepts we are going to revise are the characteristics of sound. Let's remember there are 4 characteristics: duration, intensity, timbre, and pitch. Duration refers to the length of a sound. Consequently, sounds may be short or long. Listen to 2 long notes and then 4 short ones. Intensity is another of the characteristics of sound. It refers to how loud, forte, or soft, piano, a sound may be. Listen to a melody played with a piano dynamic marking. And now listen to the same melody with a forte dynamic marking. The next characteristic of sound is timbre. It is also called tone color, and it helps to perceive the different voices and instruments. That's why you can distinguish here a tambourine. And you can perceive here a guitar sound. Finally, there is pitch. Pitch refers to the frequency of the vibrations produced by sound. A high frequency means a high pitch. A low frequency means a low pitch. Listen to these 4 low notes, followed by 4 high notes. The next section will cover repeat signs. They are markings in the score to indicate which parts or bars should be repeated and avoid making the score too long. The first we are going to see is the standard repeat sign. It consists of 2 vertical bars with 2 dots. It marks a section to be repeated from the beginning or from the previous standard repeat sign. In the first image you can see the standard repeat sign at the end of the score, so all the bars should be repeated from the start. In the second image, there is a standard repeat sign at the end of bar 2, and another one at the end of the score. Consequently, the order of bars to be played is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Da capo, DC, is an Italian musical term that means from the beginning in English. It can indicate a repeat from the beginning to the end or to the word fine, which means end in English, in which case the indication da capo al fine will be used. Look at the example. The order in which a performer should play the bars should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 4. First and second endings are generally used in combination with standard repeat signs. They indicate when the bars marked with these endings should be played. Look at the image. A performer should follow this order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, and 6. First, the bars under the first ending should be played. Then, repeat the section and play the bars under the second ending. The last repetition symbol we will see now is dal segno. It means from the sign. They are symbols placed above the stave. They indicate the performer should come back from the second symbol to the first and play until the word fine or any other indication. Consequently, the bars should be played like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4. The last symbol is coda. Coda may show 2 different uses. The first one is to indicate the end of the composition. It usually has a conclusive feel to clearly state that the piece has finished. The second use of coda is to work as a symbol that may be combined with other repetition signs. For example, DC to coda means that a performer has to repeat the melody from the beginning to the first coda, jump to the second coda symbol and continue to the end. DS to coda indicates that the performer should repeat the melody from the DS sign to the first coda symbol, jump to the second coda symbol and continue to the end. As a result, in the example, the order in which bars should be played would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4. If there is a DC to coda, performers should repeat the melody from the beginning to the first coda, jump to the second coda symbol, and continue to the end. Consequently, the order in the score below would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 6. The end.